View It TV viewers, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you guys tuning in for our next video. We got a new MRE we're gonna try out today. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, welcome guys. I hope you guys will consider subscribing. Wanted to show you guys a brisket MRE. This is a military MRE, it's menu 7. We have it right here. This is the one we want to try today. It's a single meal, so we haven't gotten a chance to do this one before. If you guys have tried this before, leave a comment, let me know what you guys thought about this. It has brisket, I think it has potatoes, it's gonna have some breads, maybe some jelly jams, some drink mixes, some different things of that nature. So with that being said, let's tear into this bad boy and see what all it has. Okay guys, you can either open it by opening the top of the lid right here, which I always can never get open completely. You have to really tear into this guy, or you can do something real easy and just get a pair of scissors like I always like to do. If you have a knife or something, if you don't happen to have scissors and you're actually out in the field, you're going to be eating this MRE, well, then cool. So let's see what it has. I like the wrapping of this. It's always really a durable wrapping, guys. I've always noticed that this thing is just solid. Seems like the packaging is well thought of and built. I know it's been around for a long time now, but I still think that these MREs have the best packaging for on-the-road food. So it looks like it's even double packed, which is kind of cool because it's even a chance of keeping it even more fresh. Brisket entree gravy with seasoned beef. Right on the top there. Let's open this one up next. Let's take out all the contents and see what we got here. Wow, this is a big, bulky stack of food, guys, and accessories. I'm pretty impressed so far. It looks like there's a lot of items in here, which is really great. Got my little military trash can over there that I like to use. So, brisket. Looks like brisket entree with gravy, seasoned beef. Looks like the au gratin potatoes is what we're gonna have, which is probably going to be a cheese flavored one. This is the nutrition facts for that if you're interested when you open it. I've never tried these ones before, guys. We have a pack of raisins. Not sure how these packaged raisins are gonna be. Never tried them. Peanut butter. So no cheese on this one. Looks like we're going for the peanut butter pack. It's not the chunky, it's just the regular peanut butter. Nutritional facts are on the back of all the packaging. We have another drink here, which is the Irish Cream Cappuccino. It's an instant powder drink that you'll obviously fill with water up to the line. Depending on your preference, you can probably do it cold or hot. I usually like to do my stuff hot, so I'll probably heat up some water here in a bit. Interesting, very interesting, very cool. Look at that, that's kind of cool. I mean, I know any day of the week you can go to a store and buy candy like this, but it's just cool to see these types of things inside MREs. Cherry flavored, kind of cool, and they still feel kind of fresh. They're not like stale yet, so that's awesome. Try those out in a little bit. Classic heater pack. Guys, you guys have seen these 100 times. There's so many different ways you can use these. You can put your product inside of the bag, or you can just take this little heater sleeve, which is like one that Starbucks would give you to put around your coffee cups, except we're doing it around your MRE things. But there's different ways to use that, and we'll show you guys how that works if you haven't already seen that. Looks like we have an accessory pack, and inside of this accessory pack, I'm just gonna go ahead and open it. I like to go through all my items. So let's check out the first item. It's going to be beverage-based raspberry type 3. This must be the raspberry powder on steroids type 3. I don't know. Haven't had this one. I do have a raspberry beverage base that I keep around myself for out on the road trips, but we'll try that one out and see what that's all about. Looks like you got the little white chiclet gums. Haven't had a bad set of gum. In fact, I've tried this gum up to 8 years old and it still was good, so I'm confident that those are still awesome. Looks like some tissue or toilet paper. Looks more like toilet paper in case you gotta take a dookie after you eat. Depends on if the food agrees with you. And look at that. I guess if you have some rank breath, they gave you the extra 2, but if not, you only need 2 maybe. Moist towelette, that's good to have in case you get oils or grease on your hands. Iodized salt, I prefer the sea salt, but hey, iodized is better than no salt. What do we have? Grape, jelly. And it feels super fresh, guys. I can tell that it's not mush yet. You can feel the texture in there. Grape jelly is an awesome one. Strawberry. I think I like apple jelly the most, but grape is one I grew up with the most. Here's the au gratin potatoes. Feels thick. You can definitely feel the texture. It's not mushy. Probably going to be laced with some cheddar cheese, so we'll check that out here in a minute. And last but not least, we've got the white wheat snack bread. I'm sure you guys have seen this. It's kind of got a traditional slice-shaped bread from the older days. It's kind of cool. I like that one. And also a spoon. Cool MRE spoon. I like to collect the spoons. That's one of the things I keep from each one of my MRE meals if they have some cool ones. I use them, but I like these ones. These ones right here are pretty durable and they seem to last forever. So guys, let's get the tray together and we'll check it out. Okay guys, we got the tray ready. Bam, let's get this meal started. I'm anxious. I've never had a brisket meal in an MRE, much less having that type of food that often on the regular. So I'm kind of anxious. Let's get this heater pack going. We'll start by heating up all the food, the warm main entrees. So you have a little tear tab here, guys, with a little tiny notch in it. It's just what you're gonna do is tear that gently across the top so you don't mess it all up. Then you're gonna open this up and we're gonna stick it inside of the sleeve that comes with this. This is the way I wanna try it this time. I've actually put the meals inside of this before. Sometimes it works out better that way, sometimes it doesn't. So what you can do is get your sleeve, go ahead and pop that bad boy down in there, like so. And if you need to adjust either side, look, you can pull it up or down from the top or bottom. So remember that when you're trying to get everything in there. We'll go ahead and stick the brisket in there on the side. That'll go on one side. Turn it around. We'll take the au gratin potatoes. Get that. And it gets a little bit tight here, guys, because it's a lot of stuff going in there. Then you can adjust from the bottom either way. Pull your foods down a little bit. Just like so. Then you have the opening right at the top, which is ready to go. You don't want to overfill this, so if you're not familiar with this, you may want to slide this out the bottom like so, and I'll show you guys a little trick. You can just take this out like this. Then you still have a valve at the top like that, and you have your fill line at the bottom like so. So then what you can do is you can turn around, get your water source ready to go, and still pour a little bit of water in there without overfilling it. And if you do get it above the line a little bit, guys, it's not gonna hurt nothing. And I did that on purpose, so it is above the line. Now what we'll do is we'll pull this back up through the top, just like so. Bam. Get everything tucked away. You guys can take the top part like that, just wrap it over like so, into the top. Makes for a nice little setup. And then I would take this slightly, hold it on either side, and just shake it like so. That's gonna allow the water to get into that activation pack. And then what it'll do is it'll start warming up the pack on either side. So you'll have your potatoes and then your brisket on the other. I would say after about maybe 8 minutes, take these packs out, flip them around, and that's what we'll do on either side so it warms both sides of your hot meals. Let's check out some of these other items, guys. We got like a bunch, so let's just get them all open. And let's munch while that's heating up. So let's start with the wheat bread. Looks like we have the classic bread here. Yep, there it is. I don't know if you guys have seen that before, but that's what the bread looks like. Smells fresh to me. Love that stuff. Raisins, don't know if you guys have ever had the raisins before. Ooh, I'm already dropping them, but some people like the raisins, some people don't. I like them. I think they're good. Look at that. Those look awesome, huh? All right, we got Twizzlers. Actually, I'm gonna stick the bread over on this side. We'll save the two big spots for the main entree. Wow, look at all those. You guys get a lot on that one. Bread and jelly, let's make it. Let's just do it right away. If you don't have a spoon, then you guys can just actually make a little tiny hole on the side of it. And it should have a tear line on one of these ends. If it doesn't, Just keep your little clip around, just cut off a corner. And that allows you to make for a smooth little trail of this coming out instead of it just... So come down with it, make a line. And that looks pretty fresh, guys. Look at that peanut butter. You can tell by the texture, it's not too oily. It doesn't look like it's dyeing into a different color, like a reddish color. Sometimes when you get that reddish, weird brown color, it's because the peanut butter has definitely been in too high of temperatures and is probably spoiled. So that came out really good there. It almost looks like a goober. So take your jelly, do the same thing, just cut off the edge even with a knife. Then we're gonna crisscross this the opposite way. See how this is gonna come out. There we go. Come down, do it again across this way. And then do it again on the back. And there's no real particular way, guys. I mean, come on, just do it the way you want. But I'm just showing you a way to kind of evenly spread it if you didn't have a knife. You have your spoon, it comes with a kit, so it doesn't matter. But I'm gonna leave it like that. Looks kind of cool and rugged. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see, I can smell this kit, and I can definitely start to feel the heat. So it's getting ready to burst in heat here. How about we go ahead and get some water ready for the cocoa mix, and then we'll also make our drink mix here. We can start with this one. Type 3. So guys, I'm just gonna tell you right off the bat, I don't recommend pouring this whole pack in there, ever. This stuff is super strong. It's got like probably a saccharin or some type of artificial sweetener in it. And it's strong, especially for what it says for the amount of water. I would just take a little bit, maybe half, kind of separate it at the end right there. Pinch a big glop of it, don't let it all come out. Start with a little bit. You can always add more. This is the type 3 raspberry. I have the type 1, I believe. Type 2, I don't know. Like I said, just remember, I'm gonna set this over here. That thing stinks. Whew. That heating pack today is stanky. It smells like chemical. That's cooking. All right. Look at that, guys. Sometimes when you pour that whole pack in there, that stuff comes out looking like red dye. Red dye is something that doesn't look too tasty to me. Let's try this out right away. Nailed it right on the first take. And I'm not a big guy for this artificial flavored drink, but it tastes decent. Start with a half a pack. The cool thing about it is look, now I have another drink for later on. All right, so let's try some raisins. If you guys look here, you can see that the raisins are real fresh. They're real squishy. You can tell that they're tender still. They're definitely not stale. Sometimes when you feel the raisins, they're just hard on the outside and lightly squishy on the inside. These ones appear to be completely squishy, fresh, and they're not turning into a light salted color either yet. Cheers. Fresh, fresh. Actually, these are top notch, guys. These ones taste better than the ones that come in the little red raisin boxes at your local grocery stores. Those ones seem to come out staler. Definitely, definitely. Something I like. What do you guys think of that? Are you guys a peanut butter and jelly person? I think that looks awesome there. Definitely something that I would definitely do on the regular without an MRE. Let's try this out. That is super fresh, guys. Super fresh. If you take a close look at that, you guys can tell that that jelly and that peanut butter is just on point. The bread itself is very fresh. Typically, sometimes when you get these breads, guys, they're kind of thick and real dense. This one feels like it has a slighter fluffiness to the center of it, which allows you to bite in and get a better mixture of the taste. It's not so, you know, stiff when you're eating it. It definitely blends well with this peanut butter and jelly. Okay guys, next step for me is making my hot tea, which I definitely, and that's not even hot tea, this is Irish cappuccino, I believe. Irish cream cappuccino. You guys have seen this setup. This is one of my favorite setups in the videos. The reason is because it just lets me know when it's hot. I don't have to keep checking it. That holds 64 ounces. You guys have seen my little burner before if you've been tuning into the channel. If you guys haven't, well, there you go. That's what it's looking like. Looks just like that. I'll go ahead and get that cooking. We'll check out the rest of this, guys, while we're waiting here, and then we'll get that that drink mix completely finished. That Irish cocoa. Have you guys ever had Twizzlers in a meal? Leave a comment below, let me know. Would you guys want Twizzlers in your meal? I do. These are good. I don't know about eating these first, but there'd definitely be something cool that you could carry. And then look, they have a, I would say if I had to give it between a 1 and a 10 on texture and how tender these things are right now still, I would say it's probably more at like a 6. They're a little bit tough, but they're not bad at all. And they're great for taking out on a snack. When you're on the run, or if you guys are out walking or you're on the trip, you want something sweet, easy to go. We're gonna go ahead and get this water heated up, and then we'll make our hot drink. All right guys, I'm gonna turn these over. So just pull one of the packs out like that, just turn it over and then go right back in it. Just like so, and you can hold this bag with the thumb and just kind of slide it down in there. That turns the food over and heats the other side that wasn't heated the first time around. Same with this, we're gonna pull that out of the heating bag area and then just turn it over and slide it right back down in there with the heating bag and then put it back to rest for a little bit longer. And just like that, bam, water's done! Woo! All right, let's get ready for this one. So once again, I'm gonna be the difficult guy. I don't even know if it's difficult, but I'm the one that has to do the hot water instead of the cold. It smells like an Ovaltine or just maybe a standard cocoa mix. Be real careful, guys. You guys do not want to burn yourself. That would suck, to grab the pot in the wrong area or to pour water on your hand. So just take your time and just kind of watch, don't burn yourself. Get it down in there. Where are we at now? We still got a little ways to go. There it is right there. Oops, went over the line, oh well. Not by far. I would leave it open just for a second because that's boiling hot. This is kind of like a Mylar material, guys. So it's meant to withstand boiling heats. So it's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna ruin anything. You wanna make sure you get that shut though before you shake it up. Fold it twice, like that. And then just, whoa, that steam is building. Maybe give it a little bit of room to steam out. I can feel the steam coming right out of this area. It's so hot from that. We're not gonna keep it in there forever. I just wanted to get it mixed up well. And we'll take it out and pour it out into here. Hold it from the top, man, because this is super hot. You don't want to burn yourself. Look at that. Comes out to like a golden chocolate color. Not a huge amount in there, but hey, it'll kill the craving. Take a look at that, guys. Stir that up just a little bit more, make sure we got it all. As you can tell, it almost looks like a hot tea, but it's got that Irish cream tint to it. That's exactly why they call it just that. Well, bon voyage. And that's super hot. I'm gonna even give this a few minutes like I always have to. Has a coffee smell to it almost, with a back sweetness attacking the main taste. I like it. It smells really, really tasty. I just don't want to burn my taste buds off, so we'll go ahead and give that a few minutes. Well, I saved a little bit of the other stuff here for the main course. I'm thinking this main course may be almost done. Let's pull it out and check it out a little bit. It's not quite as hot as I would like it, but I think we're good. Let's just take it out and try it. And then you can just dispose of that real easily. So let's do our main brisket meal first. All right. See what this is all about, guys. This is awesome. Brisket. I'm sure if there's some of the guys that are out in the field in the military that haven't gotten one of these, they're probably pissed because the sergeant's giving them spaghetti or raviolis. You know what, guys? It looks like it didn't quite heat up as much as it should. You know what? Let's use a pot and let's heat up a little bit more. You can tell that the gravy is still a little bit stuck and gelled, which doesn't look like it cooked very well. So that's a lesson learned in this. Don't always depend on these heater packs, or if you overfill them with water. We didn't overfill it too much. I've done that in the past and it's worked fine, but we're gonna go ahead and use one of our little pots and heat this up just a little bit more. See guys, this is the way to do it. Sometimes, you know, if it doesn't come out well enough, you're just gonna take it and get that gravy mixed in real well. You can see the chunks of brisket right there. So it does have a lot of brisket in it and it's mixed, but the gravy's just too jelly for me. I'm spoiled like that. But come prepared. In the field, if you were in the military or you were out in the field with none of your cooking accessories, then you're probably just gonna have to deal with that. That's the downfall about those heater packs, is they're not always on point. All right guys, that looks well. We're gonna go ahead and dump that brisket out there. Check that out. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. The benefits of having a pan. And immediately we're gonna go ahead and drop that back on there. That's the scalloped potatoes that I was telling you guys about. They're a little bit stiff. Gonna start cooking right away. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill that heat down super low for a second. And I'm a water type person. I always add a little bit of water into everything. And I know that looked like a lot, but it's truly not. You guys will see here in a second. Cool little setup here. We'll go ahead and break those down into that water. Let that heat up, turn it back up just a hair now. I know this is like Martha Stewart's cooking show, but this is really not. And the great thing about this is because I'm only using one burner, I was able to heat up my brisket enough to where it'll absorb and keep the heat going in enough time to be able to go ahead and cook this. So you can see guys, the cheese is thick. I don't know if you guys want it that thick. I would say boil it down and get it flavorful. This is a proper way to prepare an MRE if you're capable and able to do this. If you're stuck in the field and all you have is your warmer, well then, you know, you deal with it. And I would still eat it anyway, but I'm not stuck in the field. So I'm gonna go ahead and heat it up. You see that cheese right there? Look at that cheese, it's still kind of thick. I want to get that cheese broke down a little bit better than that, just to where it becomes a little bit more creamier. That way it gives it a good warm texture, and then it probably helps soften up the potatoes just a little bit in case they're too crispy. Just like that. Yeah, see, look at that. I added just a little bit of water, not too much. Now look at the texture of that now. Still a little bit watery, but give it a second once it's done heating and it's gonna thicken up. Constantly stir it though, guys. Don't let it sit too long bubbling. You can, but then it burns the bottom of your food. Some people like that extra little bit of a burnt crisp taste to it. I don't mind it on the meats and stuff, but I'm not big on the potatoes, so I'd rather just have them not get too nasty. You can tell these are heating up nicely. Look at that. Beautiful right now. I'm gonna go ahead and call it on that, guys. That to me is acceptable for a decent heat. Go ahead and dump those out now. Look at that. Now that we have everything, I can slide my little setup over with my hot pad and check it out. I think that looks reasonable, guys. Look at everything it comes with. Don't forget you get a little bit of iodized salt. Not a big salt guy. Take a little bit in my hand, pinch it. I'll go ahead and get a little bit like this. All right, guys, I'm gonna take my little cleanup napkin. Probably use it for a little bit of both. You got a bunch of them, so you can save some for cleanup and then use some for wiping your mouth. Save those for cleanup and use the bigger stack. Then you have your towelette. You can use that later. Let's get back into this. Let's check this out now. If you guys can see, look at the morsels of meat right there. Absolutely beautiful, guys. A little messy, but check this out up close. Look at that. That there is beautiful. The morsels of meat and the gravy are just mixed beautifully. Has a real good taste to it. It's not too salty, not too much sodium as much as you might think. And look at those chunks of meat. That almost looks like it came fresh out of the oven on a holiday. Let's go ahead and try this, guys. I'm anxious. Wow. 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 Guys, that was beautiful. Wow. That is so tender. Very, very tender. The meat just melts in your mouth. The gravy has a beautiful consistency to it. It's fired with a good little, it does have a little bit of a sodium salt taste, but it's like the back taste, the aftertaste. It blends well with the initial taste. I would definitely eat this one again. It heated to perfection too, so it really tastes well. Nothing's too jelly. The gravy broke down just the way it should. Wow, that's very tasty, guys. And it still blends well. It has enough of a salty taste that if it becomes too salty for you guys, you can switch back over to this. That counters beautifully with the brisket. So this is the au gratin cheese potatoes after cooking them a second time. As you guys can see, the texture is really good now. The cheese blends down real well. There's an equal and fair amount of cheese blend and sauce over all of the potatoes now. It's not just gelled up on one particular slice of the potatoes. Wow. My mom used to give me these when I was a kid. These ones have a real great texture to them. They're not too crisp to where they taste kind of on the raw side, and they're definitely not too mushy. I can't stand mushy like macaroni and cheese or potatoes unless it's mashed potatoes. I could do this definitely again, guys. You can see it's still steaming. You can add a little bit of that gravy to it just like that. This is delicious. Every bit of this has a very, very bursting taste. If you don't like peanut butter and jelly, guys, then you can take the bread and just dip it in the gravy. Eat it that way too. What a meal, guys. If you're out in the field and you're able to heat up this meal, this would be a type of meal that I could celebrate on a Christmas night. If you don't get to fortunately come home for Christmas and you're in the service and you're across seas or wherever you are, or whatever armed services you're in, or you could be doing other things too. This would be definitely something I'd recommend you guys ordering. I'll drop a link in the description for this so you guys can see where I got these. Pretty cool stuff. You can get them on eBay. Super cool store. They take care of you. Fresh. I'm gonna go ahead and kill that one. I like how everything tastes great together. You guys could take these and mix them, take them into like a little bag. Honestly, you could take those with you if you didn't want to eat all that at once. You know what we haven't tried yet? We haven't tried this Irish cream mix. That looks super tasty. It's cooled down now. After eating that peanut butter, this would be something. Wow, that smells awesome. That smells like a cappuccino on steroids. Oh, that's awesome. That's killer. This meal is amazing. I've done several MREs already in my past videos. Nothing quite like as tasty as this one. This one is definitely something I would recommend trying out. Menu number 7, guys. Comes with either mashed potatoes with garlic butter, I believe, or the au gratin potatoes. If you guys do happen to get the au gratin potatoes, I'd recommend definitely trying to make sure you're going to bring something to heat them up with for that particular trip. That way you can heat up a single entree at a time. That heating pack didn't work out too well. Luckily, we were able to just go ahead and heat these up because they came out super delicious. You definitely are getting your protein and you're getting your vitamins and nutrients out of all of the different items in this entree. Gravy's super awesome. I'm almost gonna call this my favorite one, guys. If I was out there working hard, I would definitely want to come back to the field camp or my break area to munch on something like this. Well, guys, we cleaned our plate with the exception of the Twizzlers and the raisins. I'm going to save those for later. This wet wipe is needed too because this was a little bit of a greasy meal. Not greasy, I would say, but more like just a lot of fluid, a lot of gravy, a lot of cheese sauce. So nice to have this stuff around. You can save those to go with it. You guys have a bunch of sweets, and then you can still have a little bit of a drink later. I appreciate you guys tuning in today. If you're interested in the MRE, once again, link in the description box. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you want to make sure you don't miss one of the videos, turn on your post notifications. That way you get the notification as soon as I upload. Forecast for future videos coming up. We're going to be jumping on the Can-Am, the Beast AK, and finish up doing some of the accessory installs that we've been talking about in some of the previous videos. If you're new to the channel and you haven't seen any of those videos and you want to see about a side-by-side, or maybe you're interested in seeing how they perform because you're potentially wanting to buy one, check out those videos. I'll drop a couple of those video links in the description box as well. Once again, guys, appreciate all the love. Thanks for all the clicks. Thanks for interacting with the channel, leaving comments and stuff. I appreciate all the love and respect that you guys have given this channel. Until next time, we'll see you then.